Well, a very good evening to you. I'm Sophia Cambridge with this Sunday, May 7th edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, the Anglican Bishop of Barbados, the Most Reverend Dr. John Holder, says the family unit is being threatened by social media. He wants everything possible done to ensure that the family remains relevant in today's society. According to Dr. Holder, social media cannot provide the necessary spiritual guidance and experiences which are to be obtained from the traditional Christian family.
We are raising a generation that can so easily become lost in the wilderness of cyberspace and so fail to grasp the very nature of the gem that is their family. They may feel closer to a pal a few 100,000 miles away than to a brother or sister sitting beside them at the lunch table. As a church, we must, like our Lord, keep emphasizing the value of family life. We must be cautious of substitutes that cannot offer the type of spiritual and emotional support to us as individuals.
Well, Bishop Holder was speaking at the Holy Trinity Church for the start of the Anglican Diocese Home and Family Month. He also stressed the family unit is an example to the world. In the meantime, there's a suggestion that the island should return to some of its traditions so as to encourage future development. The suggestion is coming from the Minister of Culture, Stephen Lashley. He was also speaking at the Holy Trinity Church, but this time the occasion was the Community Independence Celebration Secretariat Church service. One of those traditions Mr. Lashley has identified is cooperation within communities. He hopes this year's celebrations, which will be launched next Saturday at the King George V Memorial Park, will help rekindle the community spirit.
This year, community independence celebrations will be heralded under the theme, Celebrating Community Spirit, Inspiring Strength and Unity. Celebrating community spirit, inspiring strength and unity. And what we aim to do is to foster a celebration of community spirit, and an awareness that much can be achieved if communities and individuals cooperate to obtain the common goal. And I believe that that remains very important even as we are facing our various challenges, whether they be social or economic challenges.
Well, in other news, Barbados is moving to ensure that all of its public health institutions can better handle potential food safety problems. All of the relevant entities could be internationally standardized in food safety procedures in the near future. This from Director of Support Services at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Louise Bobb. She was speaking on behalf of the Health Minister at an awards ceremony celebrating the Food and Nutrition Department's attainment of the internationally accredited Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Point, or HACCP accreditation. Mrs. Bobb says other public health institutions have already started to make the changes.
Presently, the psychiatric hospital, which falls under the ministry, is pursuing good hygiene practices, a component of the HACCP requirements. The minister believes that QH's HACCP model can be used as a blueprint for food services systems within the healthcare system. The goal will be to have all institutions under his remit standardized in food safety methodologies in the near future.
Well, the Chief Executive Officer of the QEH, Dr. Dexter James, has described the accreditation as a tremendous feat. He adds that the staff have had to overcome challenges.
The attainment of this designation was by no means an easy feat, and one to be accomplished in just over 1 year for the Food Services Department. On reflection, what were the lessons learned on this journey? The first for me was believing in oneself. Many times we hear in the media criticisms about the public sector and its work ethic, with some merit, but we oftentimes do not hear about the good news. The attainment of this accolade bears testimony to the work that the public sector can achieve.
Well, as of midnight tonight, Barbadians will pay more for gasoline, but less for diesel and kerosene, as well as bottled gas. The retail price of gasoline increases by 3 cents to $3 a litre, while the price of diesel drops by 13 cents to $2.15 a litre. Kerosene will now retail at $1.10 per litre, down from $1.12. In the meantime, the 100-pound LPG cylinder will cost $10.87 less, the 25-pound $2.72 less, while the price of the 20-pound bottle has decreased by $2.17. We'll have more news just after the break.
Kingsley Store, your furniture and appliances store on Roebuck Street, welcomes you to come and purchase top quality items at great and affordable value. Come to Kingsley Store and see our locally crafted furniture. Check out Kingsley Store's small and large appliances, fridges, stoves, washing machines, blenders, irons, and so much more. Come get your single or double divans, pine beds, mahogany finished bed heads, and wardrobes. Let's go to the Kingsley Store, your furniture store on Roebuck Street. Our friendly staff is eagerly waiting to assist you.
Get ready for some Caribbean fun with Liat, the Caribbean airline, as we take a peek into summer and beyond. Book yourself a Caribbean getaway now and get 25% off all Liat fares for travel between July 1st and November 15th. But you must book on or before May 7th. Use promo code BEEK for this sweet summer deal of 25% off. Call our reservations department, your local travel agent, or visit liat.com to book. But hurry, limited seats available. Terms and conditions apply.
The People's Business gets to the heart of the matter every Sunday at 8:05 p.m. Call us live at 228-5562 or 228-5563 or email us at talk@cbc.bb to share your questions or comments and to be part of the live discussion. That's The People's Business, Sundays at 8:05 p.m. on CBC TV8. The People's Business is made possible by our partners, Solar Dynamics, the most efficient energy systems.
Well, government remains committed to the empowerment of people with disabilities. The assurance is coming from Social Care Minister Steve Blackett, who gave it at the opening of a unit to house severely disabled children. Shakira Griffith has more.
A bill regulating the treatment of the disabled is expected to be debated in Parliament in the near future. In the meantime, Social Care Minister Steve Blackett says government has created infrastructure such as wheelchair ramps and special queues to provide greater access for members of the group. However, he expects new laws will further improve the lives of people with disabilities.
It is anticipated that the legislation will promote the integration of these persons into the mainstream of national life by enabling the authorities to implement and enforce appropriate regulations in relation to access to public facilities and services, education, employment, and cultural expression, with a view to substantially reduce social inequity that are endured by persons living with disabilities. And that is the pledge of this government.
The minister was speaking at the opening of a new multi-purpose unit at the Thelma Vaughan Memorial Home, which included the unveiling of a plaque and a tour of the new facility. Chairman of the home, Alison Fort, says greater acceptance by parents of children with limited physical disabilities has reduced the need for full-time respite care.
However, there is an increasing need for care of persons with more severe physical and other debilitating medical conditions, if only on a part-time basis, in the form of respite care. In keeping with these trends, the home has reoriented its services to include provision of residential respite care to persons with disabilities. This allows parents and guardians some respite from the great demands for specialized care to these most vulnerable members of our community. The extent of this care varies and may be on a daily, weekly, or long-term basis.
A section of the new building will be occupied by the Because of Jenna Trust.
Most of these children have places where they can go up to a certain age and then they have nowhere else to go. They're at home on their bed, on a sofa, sitting in a wheelchair. Their parents are usually their primary caregivers, which means the parents can't work, so there's no means of earning. And it just is a downward spiral. The children don't get any help, they don't get any stimulation, they don't get any therapy.
This is the third major construction project at the home since it was opened in 1972. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Well, thank you, Sharika. Well, there's a view that Barbadians now have a greater appreciation for the beauty of roundabouts across our island. However, Chairman of the Peter Moore's Barbados Trust, Professor Sean Carrington, says while he's pleased, he'd like to see even more people involved in their beautification.
If you think about driving along the highway, the monotony of the highway is broken up by these assemblages of plants, often very artistically arranged, very attractive. Gardens like in a sea of highway, basically. So we were very happy to speak to the Horticultural Society and get their support in doing something which would sensitize people to the beauty of the roundabouts, their importance.
And Professor Carrington was speaking at a presentation for the recent Roundabout Beautification Competition. The most attractive roundabout category had two winners. They were the Life of Barbados Roundabout, which is sponsored by Sagicor and maintained by the firm Lawns and Landscapes. And the second winner was the Norman Niles Roundabout, which is sponsored by Harris Paints and maintained by Jonathan Walcott. The prize for the most colourful roundabout was won by the Nita Barrow Roundabout, which is sponsored by the Travel House and is maintained by the firm Lawns and Landscapes. Congratulations to all those winners. On the regional scene, Dominica's Lone Electric Company is reporting a $12 million profit.
The company's performance for 2016 was reported to shareholders at its AGM on Wednesday. Domlec's General Manager, Bertilia Mackenzie, told Channel 5 News on Friday a customer survey conducted by an independent body indicated that their quality of service improved from 69% in 2014 to 81% in 2016.
I say, and as I said to the shareholders, that I attribute the success to the employees who worked very hard towards achieving Domlec's objectives, Domlec's strategic and operational objectives. What we found is that we had also 4.6% increase in our sales. So it means to say that our customers consumed more electricity in 2016 than they did in 2015. So that's also one of the factors that would have contributed to the increased profitability, but also our expenses decreased as well.
On the issue of the hike in electricity sales, Mackenzie noted that one of the reasons could be because of several ongoing government projects